My name is Carla Dillard Smith, and I'm 70 years old, and I've been here at Columba for 42 years. What brought me here? The welcome. And the fact that my home church where I was raised was very, very conservative. Music wasn't allowed, jewelry wasn't allowed, makeup or ties wasn't allowed. But what was allowed was singing the service a cappella. So I come here my husband and I visited churches to find a church. And we came here and they sang the Mass every Sunday. And it was like I'm home. But also the welcome, coming through those doors. And in the later years, I used to say, gotta go to church, gotta get my 50 kisses. Because when I came here, there was a large Black presence. The church was probably 90% Black. But what was interesting was I lived in this area a few blocks away, but the history of this area was Portuguese and Italian. And so there were many Portuguese and Italian elders. Some lived on my street, and the Black people in the community looked after them. Those that didn't have family shopped, all that kind of thing. So this area was an area that welcomed Blacks. So with this Black Catholic unity gathering, we based it on the premise of what we have seen and heard. This was a pastoral letter written by 10 Black Catholic bishops 40 years ago. That tells you how big the Black Catholic presence has been in the United States. But time has passed. And so in those 40 years, we see a transition. The African American Pastoral Center and a group of Black Catholics, primarily from St. Columba, St. Benedict, and St. Patrick, came together to say, what about this Black joy we got? So we know that there's transition, but what about this Black joy? If we transition, what the heck we gonna do with our joy? I'm simplifying, of course, but we're having a Black Catholic unity gathering based on what we have seen and heard, so that we can define right here, right now, in 2024, what we know and what we gon' do. And so we have to get together. We have to be with each other, see, feel, touch each other. We have to sing with each other. We got to have them drummers. We got to have those dancers. We got to do this thing because that is what God would have us to do. To stand up, to speak up, to do some programming, some planning, and maybe a little plotting while we're at it. Because we face the loss of something so consequential. We face the loss. But we know ultimately, in the scheme of things, with God, it's already been done. But we don't know what it is. So we have to do our parts so we can know what it is.